Sat Shri Akal ji, this is Simranpreet Kaur from FJ Visa and IELTS Coaching Center, Suha. In today's lesson, we'll learn about the speaking module of IELTS. As we see, although students of IELTS are very good in reading, listening and writing as well, but when it comes to speaking, they become underconfident, they are not able to speak and they find the speaking module very difficult. I'll share some tips and strategies for the speaking module, but before that, I will introduce the speaking pattern, the parts of speaking module in this video. So let's start with the format of speaking module. Before doing that, we also need to learn that speaking for academic and journal candidates is same. That is the same type of pattern is followed, part 1, 2 and 3. So what is speaking in IELTS? Speaking in IELTS is actually an interview with an examiner in a separate room where the examiner will be asking you some questions in 3 parts. That is part 1, 2 and 3. So let's talk about the part 1. As we know, this is one-to-one conversation. The examiner will ask you a question and you will answer that question. So you have to be very formal, but yet at the same time you have to be relaxed and listen the questions properly and then answer them. So let's start with the part 1. Part 1 consists of the introductory questions. Now what is introductory questions? Introductory questions are the questions that are asked about yourself. So this is the easiest part of the speaking module. As we know, when you give your introduction, your answers are approximately in 4 to 5 lines. We don't need to go beyond that. We need to listen the questions properly and then answer them. So why this is the easiest part? Because this part is about yourself and you are well aware about yourself. So this is the easiest part. So what type of questions are asked? Firstly, the examiner will ask your name and he will check your ID, that is your passport. After that, he will ask you a couple of questions. The questions will be, if you are a general candidate, the questions will, maybe it would be about your work. If you are a student, it would be about your study, your qualification, your previous education, your future plans, your hobbies, the place where you have come from, these type of questions. So they are a bit easy and you can practice them very easily. You are well aware of the things that are connected to yourself. So in the part 1 section, introductory questions will be asked. Plus 2 general topics. These kind of topics are very easy and I will not say you have to give very lengthy answers or you have to give very short answers, but you have to achieve the task response. That is, the question the examiner is asking, you have to answer completely. You don't have to answer them partially. Listen to the question, answer it fully. If you will go off topic here, then you will lose marks, of course. So, the introductory part, it lasts for about 4 to 5 minutes. And these type of approximately 8 to 10 questions can be asked in your part 1. So, tip for this section is, as I have already said, this is the easiest part of the speaking module. So, here you have to be very relaxed, calm and composed. As I have already told you, the questions are related to yourself. So you should be confident here. You are well aware of your things. Your hometown, your study, your previous study or your current study or your future plans related to your work or your academic qualification. So these type of questions are a bit easy and you can create a positive impression by answering these questions in a confident manner. Right? Now, the next part comes the cue card. So this is basically a topic. A topic will be given to you on a paper. The question will be written. For example, here I have given an example also. Talk about the park you visited. And few hints will be given along with this topic. Like, which park was that, where it is, with whom you visited and what did you like about it. So these are few hints with the help of which you can organize your cue card. To prepare this, you will be given 1 minute, just 1 minute, and that's quite enough. And you have to speak approximately 1.5 to 2 minutes. So you have to organize this topic topic in 1 minute and speak on it for about 2 minutes. But while speaking, you have to keep in mind certain things like your structure, your tense, your cue card should not go off topic. That is your task response, your fluency and your pronunciation. All these things have marks in the IELTS speaking module. So what was cue card? That is a topic on which 1 minute you have to prepare for and then 2 minutes to speak. There are several hints which you can include in the cue card so that your fluency can be stabilized. So the next comes part 3, that is discussion. So what is discussion? Often these discussion or follow-up questions last for about 5 minutes, and it's examiner's wish if he asks you about 5 questions or 15 questions. So generally 5 to 7 questions are asked. But the difference in part 3 and part 1 is that here the answers are not so lengthy, but here this is a thorough discussion with the examiner. So speak as much as you can, as much as you know. So tip for this part is that you can take this part a kind of cue card. Like here you have been given a question, talk about a part you visited. So take this part also like a cue card so that you can make up a couple of things to speak on. So here 5 to 7 to 10 questions can be asked, and that will last for about approximately 4 to 5 minutes. And you have to do the discussion with the examiner. But these kind of questions are also one-to-one conversation. He will ask and you will give the answer. But try to cover the content, try to cover the ideas in this part. So, part 1, introductory questions, part 2, cue card, and part 3, discussion or follow-ups. And all the things that you have to keep in mind is fluency. You should not hesitate, you should not repeat, you should have clear ideas. Your ideas are logically structurized. Your pronunciation is clear. You don't have to copy down the pronunciation of Britishers or Americans or Australians, but you have to speak it in the way the English is. You have to speak it in a clear tone. Proper stress and intonation should be marked. Then you also have to be careful about the task response. Carefully listen what the examiner is asking. Don't go off topic. Apart from this, grammatical accuracy will also be checked. If you are grammatically accurate or you have a couple of problems like prepositions, tense, articles, to make it more impressive, you can add some phrases, but you should be aware of the meaning of that phrase or idiom. If you place them in a wrong structure or in a wrong statement, or you don't know the meaning of that idiom or phrase and you are just using this will be a negative impression on the examiner. So the things you are confident of, you should speak only that. So this was all about the format of speaking module. In my next video, I'll share some detailed strategies to crack the speaking exam. Thank you.